everybody, I believe that we are live. Yes, indeed we are. Hello everybody, my name is Harry Rice. I review games for the Montreal Canadiens, typically. Today, we are here to do just that. I hope you guys had a wonderful morning, wonderful afternoon so far. We are slowly heading into the evening time. The Canadiens, in case you were wondering, they played an early game today. It was a 2 p.m. start time, and yeah, it was very weird. But you know what? We got through the game. The game happened. We're going to talk about it. For those who might be new, how we do this is we go through the opening lines for both teams. We go through the stats, summary, recap. I give a little game summary, recap, analysis. I go through the Canadian stats, and then we get out of here. Although while I do this, I read your comments in the chat, of which Fazio, both of you to go live and Flyers fans are going to invade the stream. No, they're not, Fazio. They're a bunch of pussies. They're not going to invade the stream. I know they won't. If they do, I'll love it, and if they don't, well, goddammit, you know, I'll be happy to have a good stream with the boys. But yeah, come at me, Flyers fans, because I think it'll be really funny if you invade. Yeah. I'm checking Discord DMs, and I'm just trying to fucking, sorry, boys. Wait, what now? Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, so the Canadiens played tonight, and we're gonna get into that. I had notes. There we go. I did not have notes. I had notes. But yeah. So if you're new here, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy. And I'm scattered brained because I've been up now for approximately 7 hours. I got up at about 9:30 this morning. I actually have two things to plug before I do the recap. I start the recap. One, I did an episode of the Sin Bin with Cam and Alex over on the Don't Puck with Media channel. I actually forgot to put that in the description. I apologize. You guys can go find that on the Don't Puck with Media channel, or just look up the Sin Bin episode 3. Don't Puck with Media. It should show up. And also, I did upload a video earlier today. It was about half an hour before the game actually started. If you guys didn't see that, please check that out. It was a video addressing the Matvey Michkov stuff that went down on Twitter yesterday. Last time I checked, the tweet had about 65,000 views. I mean, I think it's hilarious that Flyers fans got so salty. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is. You guys can go check out that video if you want to see how bad Flyers fans really are. Hey, Mad Mike, how's it going, man? GG's for sure. How's it going, my good sir? Let's get into the game. So, at least I think... Sorry, boys, just a second. Alright. So let's get into it. The opening lines for the Canadiens just flipped over to the Rangers and Flyers game. Yeah, I know, after the second period, I know that the Rangers were leading 1-0 last time I checked. And I'm pretty sure it's the second intermission with that score, so yeah. Flyers fans are just toxic. Yes, indeed they are. And when Mad Mike is saying that, oh boy, you know there's a problem there. The opening lines for the Canadiens were Caulfield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky, Waugh, Newhook, Armia, Gallagher, Evans, Anderson, and Pearson, White, Ullinen. Matheson Gooley, Jack Savard, and Harris Kovacevic were on the blue line. Jake Allen gets the starting net for the Canadiens, and Caden Primo backs him up, giving Sam Montembeault the night off. Hopefully he plays against the Panthers, and then they give Primo the Coyotes. We'll see, though. The opening lines for the Devils were Palat, Heischer, Mercer, Howla, Jack Hughes, and Bratt. Mayer, Tierney, Toffoli, and Smith, Lazar, Holtz were on the forward lines. Siegenthaler, Marino, Ball, Nemec, and Luke Hughes with Miller on the blue line. Nico Dawes would get the start net for the Devils. And Isaac Poultier backs him up with Akira Schmid being sent down and Vitek Vanacek currently being hurt. So that was very fun. Before the game, Struble was apparently not as injured as originally thought last game. He is still out for tonight's game. The Habs Twitter account posted that he'll be evaluated every day. But he was held out of this game, so Jordan Harris gets back in for him. Jonathan Kovacevic, I think it was, gets back in for him. There's an early back and forth, not much press for either team in the opening minutes. Devils get the first shot 5 minutes in. Habs then open their shot totals a moment later. Devils press Hughes to Bratt, but it's a good stop by Allen. There's a 2-on-1 with Evans. He passes to Anderson, who completely misses the net. He's looking like a Philadelphia Flyer out there, I'll say that. Both teams going back and forth, not really much to report on. With all of a sudden about 8 minutes to go. Yeah, literally, this was a very, very boring first period. Just really a lot of giveaways and turnovers. Not a lot of chances, not a lot of shots. Most of them going wide, it feels like at this point. Canadiens with some little chip off the boards. Getting a few minor chances. Devils get away with a too many men call. They then press, just not many shots. Devils run interference on Pearson to push him offside. Nemec nearly does the same. I believe it was to Gooley to try and push him offside. Gooley is able to hold off, though. Very surprised, no penalty for interference there. Anderson then comes in offside naturally. That kills a play as the Habs tried to press. Canadiens top line then does that. Caulfield gets a couple chances. Suzuki has a nice rebound shot that ends up being stopped by Nico Dawes. Hughes gets stood up by Gooley. Good on him not falling into the Hughes deke trap. Habs in the final minute try to press, but nothing there. And so the shots are 10-5 for the Habs after the first, but a scoreless game after the first period. Canadiens top line presses early. There's a good chance for Caulfield. That's wide. Slafkovsky with some nice passing. There's a decent look to press. Habs still in control. And we end up scoring. Brendan Gallagher, surprisingly, with the slap shot. That's why we've got to put Andy back as the milk carton boy. The slapper puts it home. It is a 1-0 Canadiens lead. Evans and Anderson with the assists on that goal. So Andy does get an assist, however. God, was he invisible tonight. So the Canadiens, like I said, they open the scoring, and then the Devils score. Maybe 2 minutes later, if that. There's a bit of pressure. Newhook ends up losing a stick. Can't end up covering for Mayer in front of the net. There's an easy tap home for Mayer, like I said. Timo Meier, actually, I should say Meier, not Mayer. If Allen wasn't so aggressive to try and come out of his net, he probably would have had that one. But either way, the game is tied. Devils pressure for the lead. There's a 3-on-1 the other way. Jack-Eye finds Gallagher. It was actually a pretty nice passing play. I think it was Jack-Eye over to Anderson, Gallagher, Jack-Eye back down to Gallagher as he was kind of the point of the triangle 3-on-1. Gally ends up missing the pass. At least that's what I thought. On the replay, it actually barely gets tipped by a Devil just past where Gally would have gotten that. So that was actually a really solid defensive play to prevent the scoring chance. I think Jack-Eye should have shot that, though. I think Jack-Eye, if he could have shot maybe the rebound for Anderson. Anderson was the point, and Gallagher was the right side. I'm confusing that with when he scored. He was the kind of the right in the slot kind of guy for the slap shot. But yeah, it ends up getting tipped away. Oh. Hey, Jack, how's it going, my good sir? Thank you for coming by. Much greatly appreciated. Oh God, where am I? Devils then go to the power play. Matheson ends up getting called for an interference on Eric Howella. Habs managed to clear on the penalty kill. Devils do press with the second unit. Bruh, you had one job. Salty! The Devils are better than us. They have more talent right now. Am I saying they have better top line talent? Hell no. Because let's be honest, Slafkovsky having a better season than Jack Hughes over the first 90 games means that Juraj Slafkovsky is going to be putting up a 100-point year soon. But yeah. Also, shout out Devils fans, or Flyers fans who are probably, if I were to claim that on Twitter, would probably be saying I'm fucking stupid, which is really funny. So Salty, Slav didn't get any points tonight, but I thought Slav was solid tonight. I thought that he had, or today I should say, it's not nighttime yet. But I thought he had a pretty alright game though, Slafkovsky. I thought that he was making some plays, he was getting involved. There were a couple instances where it's just he was a little shy to pass the puck or maybe to shoot. But overall it was a good game, just, one that the Canadiens ended up getting outmatched in. Sporting, surprisingly, no, the Flyers fans have not showed up yet. Maybe I should have put this link on my Twitter, like I did the Michkov video. Because I know with the Michkov video, that already has like 45, 50 views. Let me check actually. Yeah, it's got right now 42 views. An impressive click-through rate of 18.3%, which is pretty funny. Also, shout out the Flyers fans, dude. They came out in droves to watch the 2023 draft lottery, or entry draft reaction that I did. 454 views. in the last 48 hours. That's actually probably the last 24 hours because I put the tweet out, and it was really yesterday that they were all watching it, and that live stream is now, I believe, my 5th highest. No, it's not actually. 1, 2, 3. I've actually had 4 streams hit 1,000 total views. The Maple Leafs forcing Game 7 again. That has firstly 124 likes and almost 2,000 views. So shout out there. Oh yeah, and then also when we led the series 2-1, that has 1.6 thousand. But that one is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I believe 14th right. Actually, never mind. No, it is much higher because it is 8. It is actually the 5th highest viewed live stream. I don't know why the views aren't lining up properly. But yeah, it is currently my 5th highest viewed stream. Shout out that Ilya Kovalchuk signing stream that I did. 600 views in 2020. Dude, that's pretty solid. Yeah, Mad Mike. Yeah, no sign of any toxic Flyers fans yet, but they'll be coming, I'm sure. I agree the KHL fell off and his goals are trash, but I still think he'll be a good player. Salty, that's a fucking W! That's a fucking W, Salty. Let's go. For real, though, yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, the KHL fell off. I don't know if you watched the full video and saw the player comps that I was coming up with for Ovi and, well, not Ovi necessarily, but the KHL in general in the 2000s and the early 2010s. Yeah, you saw it, and then who they have now, which I think, again, is really funny because... Yeah, Nikita Gusev, dude. Nikita fucking Gusev. But yeah, exactly. Like I think Michkov, and I don't want people to take the video as me saying, "Oh, Michkov's a bust. He will never play an NHL game now." If he never plays an NHL game, that is because he is held in Russia or he wants to stay in Russia. However, I do believe if he comes over, he'll be a good 30-goal scorer. He'll be probably a career year 40, 45 goals. He'll be a consistent 30-goal scorer. He'll be a good player. Maybe not, 7th overall, considering some of the guys that went after him. Axel Sandin-Pellikka, Zach Benson, Ryan Leonard. I think Ryan Leonard went before, actually. No, he went right after the Capitals. But I think he'll still be good. I don't want Flyers fans, and any fans, to misconstrue the video as me strictly saying Michkov is in the KHL, which is a terrible league, and he is going to suck. No, he's going to be good. But he's not going to be generational. He is not going to be a consistent 50-goal scorer like all Flyers fans seem to think he is. My guess is Michkov was, you called Axel Elite W? Hey, let's go, Salty. Yeah, I like Axel Sandin-Pellikka. I think it's going to be him and Reinbacher kind of up there for the best defenseman in the draft class. But yeah, I think Axel's going to be fucking good. I love Axel Sandin-Pellikka. I think he's with, is he not with the Coyotes or is he with the, no, he got drafted to the Canucks, I'm pretty sure. No, Red Wings. Oh, fucking Red Wings? Holy shit. I thought he went to the Canucks. Well, goddamn. Is Axel not a woman's name, though? I don't think so. Sporty, I don't think it is. But, sorry, Sporty, my guess is Michkov will struggle transitioning right away. If your only trade is Wicked Shot, you should be very careful dealing with him. Yes, exactly, Sporty. Yes, he could be like an Ovi. He could be like an Ovi and have a good shot, and, he's able to work off that. Or, like you said, he could falter like a Laine because he has no defensive play. His passing's not incredible. His skating's all right, but it's not amazing. He honestly could be a Ovi or a Laine. Immense potential, it just hasn't worked. Or, yeah, he reaches that potential and even more so. Hey, Rich J, how's it going, my good sir? Pleasure to see you. He's hurt. Oh, shit, Salty. That sucks. Flyers just tied it up. Ah, fuck you, Flyers. I really hope it's Owen Tippett, because he's like the only guy on the Flyers that I can actually stand. Demidov for Michkov, Salty Wings, easily Demidov. Ivan Demidov, I think, has more character. I think he's got better skating. I feel like even though it feels like a shooter, I like his playmaking. I think he's got a good skating ability, even though his defense obviously is not great. None of these guys in the KHL, the VHL, the MHL, these aren't really all that great. But like Sporty said, I think Michkov technically right now, because Michkov is in the KHL, but Demidov will have the better career. I think firstly Demidov is going to go to an organization more than likely that has a legitimate chance to consistently be a really solid playoff team and potentially win cups, especially if the Canadiens end up drafting him. I think that Ivan Demidov would do great in Montreal or Arizona. I think he'd do great in one of those two organizations. I could even see Chicago if they somehow fell in the draft lottery. I could see him doing really well, especially if he's playing on Bedard's wing line 1. But yeah. Rich J, Habs need to start drafting forwards in the first round. Yes and no. I doubted Demidov's skating, though now it looks like it got better. Exactly, yes. Yes, Salty, for sure. But Rich J, I don't want to brush off Salty your comment, but just, yeah, I agree. His skating's getting better. It's not really much else I can say. His skating is getting better. But Rich J, yeah, I've been a huge proponent of Ivan Demidov or Tigger Ginla, getting one of those guys in that 4 to 10 range, depending on where we draft, of course, and where guys end up falling. I've been a huge fan of draft either Demidov or Ginla wherever you are, and then with the Jets pick, if you end up keeping that and not flipping it for Zegras or Middlestat or who's the third guy that people want the Canadiens to grab? I think it's Kako. I think. I think that if you're not trading that pick and you're using it, I honestly think you could use it on Aaron Kiviharju. I think Kiviharju, who was the consensus number 1 like 2 years ago. Salty, you can probably correct me on that if I'm wrong. But with Aaron Kiviharju, dude has fallen off a lot from being first overall, and I think that the Canadiens, especially if you can get... Sorry, I'm just going to scroll my notes just to make sure that I've covered what I need to. But yeah, I think that if the Canadiens could get an Aaron Kiviharju, I think you can never have too many good defensemen. I think if Aaron Kiviharju ends up being a really solid defenseman, you've got great triple pairs. I think if you can go with Reinbacher, Hudson, Gouli Mayu, and then maybe Jack-Eye Kiviharju, and then I'd be interested to see how Kiviharju does. But yeah, I said it for months. Demidov will end up being the best player to come out of this draft. I think Macklin Celebrini still has a good chance to be the best player, but I would not at all be surprised to see Ivan Demidov be the best player out of this draft. I am a huge Ivan Demidov supporter. I think that he is going to be a lot better than most of the prospects to come out of this draft, especially if he does fall to that 5 to 8 range, which for some reason it feels like has been happening. That he has for some reason been falling. At the same time he's falling, he's also climbing, weirdly enough. There's a very 50-50, he's kind of falling, he's kind of rising among scouts, it feels like. But yeah, I definitely think no matter where he's drafted, Demidov will probably be the best player out of the draft. Dude has incredible work ethic, exactly Sporty, and that would be a Canadiens pick, honestly. Like, the Canadiens strike me where if it's second overall, and there's just a gut feeling that whoever drafts second will probably pick Demidov, I wouldn't be surprised to see them trade up to second overall if they're at, say, 6 or 7. It wouldn't surprise me to see them at least attempt to trade up to get Ivan Demidov, because I think he's going to be fucking mwah. Big, beautiful boy. Craig Button's top 50 prospects are stinky. Yes, they are salty. Didn't the motherfucker have Joshua Waugh as the Habs' best prospect over Reinbacher, Hudson, and Jacob Fowler? I like Joshua Waugh. He's going to be a good third-line guy. But he's not like, amazing. I mean, technically you could argue he is the best, because he is the only one that's in the NHL right now, but just, I don't know. Also, by the way, Sons, I saw you earlier. I forgot to shout you out. Hey, Sons, how's it going, man? You were apparently surfing. It's going to be a surfing summer. Yes, sir. My vote would go to Iginla. Mad Mike, I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Jerome Iginla, as I think most people are. But yeah, I'm really happy. No matter where the Canadiens pick this year, just as long as they end up picking some good players, and I'd be very happy about that for sure. Jesse Pulkkinen sounds like... Oh, sorry, wait. Aaron was, but he's kind of weird now. Oh, is he really? Is he kind of weird now? What the fuck's going on with him now? Yeah, sorry. Kiviharju was the consensus topic a few years back. Dude fell apart towards an air of Ryan Merkley level risk. Really, really sporty. Like, what's going on with his game, though? Like, is it just that he's not playing well? What's going on there? Jesse Pulkkinen sounds like a Habs pick. I don't see it salty, actually. I don't see Jesse Pulkkinen as being a Habs-sounding pick. Knowing Hughes and Gordon, I wouldn't be shocked if they were high on Caden Lindstrom. They do love the big forwards, I will say that. I wouldn't love Caden Lindstrom. I would support Caden Lindstrom if he were picked. Is he not a left wing? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he not a left winger? Or is he a center? I don't think he's a center. He is a center. There's a couple issues there. I mean, actually, no, not really, because then you move Doc to the right wing, but then you still need to find a left winger, which I think is perfectly fine. He is 6'3", 210 at 18 years old. He's putting up solid points, 46 and 32 so far. I wouldn't mind Caden Lindstrom. It's just, I feel like I want Ivan Demidov more. I think that there is a much more, much less of a risk, while also technically being much more, funny enough, with going Demidov over Caden Lindstrom. At least, that's how I feel. Also, fuck Berkeley Catton. Why do people have the Canadiens picking Berkeley Catton? Never mind, I see he's actually being pretty okay in the WHL. But yeah. Yeah, Lindstrom's a dog? Oh shit, nice. I do admit I've not watched a lot of the WHL or the OHL this year. But yeah. I do have to watch more of them, but I've seen a little bit of their footage. Where am I? Russians, yes, Suns, indeed Russians. Lindstrom's gonna be so good, is he really? He had Bonk over Simon. Oof, salty. That is an oof right there. Trade our 2 firsts in Mayu for Celebrini. Rich J, no. I at that point, no. I would do probably 2 firsts and a third to jump up to second. Again, assuming we're in close enough range, 5, 6, maybe 7. Because you're also dealing off. Because think about it, if you're second overall, you draft Ivan Demidov, you might be trading away, say, Berkeley Catton, and then potentially Aaron Kiviharju if that team ends up picking him, and then a 3rd round pick, which I think for some players it could, for some GMs it could be worth it to have 2 really good players over 1. The Canadiens can definitely afford to get rid of the 2 first, but Logan Mailloux as a future top 4 defenseman potentially, I wouldn't want to do that. I think especially if you can go after a defenseman in the late 1st round, because Rich, at that point, in my opinion, trading Logan Mailloux would open up that hole on defense. And I know people are going to say, Adam Engstrom, he's not going to pan out to be a top 4 defenseman in the NHL. You'd have to draft a top 4 defenseman at that point if you're trading Logan Mailloux, which I don't even know why you want to trade Logan Mailloux, Rich J, or you're suggesting that we trade Logan Mailloux. But yeah, I think 2 firsts and a third might be able to get it done if you're jumping to second, for example. So, yeah. Where am I? Aaron got hurt for like most of the year. Oh, he just got back. Oh, okay. Total stunting growth. Total stunting growth, injury, and lack of help is killing his game. Really sporty. Fuck, that sucks. I want Cole Eiserman to be good, but you know, the DraftKings odds, Harry Rages at the Habs pick at plus 250. I mean, hey, you know what, Sons? We'll see. I mean, I don't think I'm going to pull a Reinbacher because that was completely out of left field. And yeah, that was completely out of left field. I was not expecting Reinbacher at all. And yeah, you know what? I mean, you know what? I'm glad that Michkov is not as good as people said he was, because I am very happy with getting a legitimate top pair defenseman who's going to be damn good defensively and also be able to put up some decent points. Berkeley Catton's good. Oh no, Berkeley Catton is good. I just don't want Berkeley Catton as a Canadian. I mean, I'll be fine with him because of his point totals this year. I'll be fine if we draft him. I'm just not like crazy on him. Eisenman as Eichel 2.0 is going to be a total diva. Oof. He tries to deck players. Salty, is that about Eiserman or Berkeley Catton? What happened to the last Finnish player who was consensus number 1? Oh, Aturatu. Before his draft that had good skating skills, needs to work on his physicality, and after a shaky draft year fell. All the way down to the second round that has a 4-letter. Yeah, Aturatu. Yeah, like Sporty said, he got traded for Bo Horvat. Sons, yeah, if you guys sold at the fucking deadline last year, he's ass, exactly. Bo Horvat is kind of ass. Sons, I did not rage at Slafkovsky. I was extremely surprised at Slafkovsky. But I was not raging. I was just, we picked Slafkovsky? Like, in Discord I might have been raging, but that was purely for the meme. Like, legitimately in real life, I was just shocked more than anything. But yeah. There are people saying that Berkeley Catton can legit go 2, and that is just, yes, it is sporty. It is. That is really dumb. I think the consensus top 2, for me, would probably be Celebrini then Demidov, but I completely get why people would be wanting Yzerman or maybe one of the defensemen, but I think that it has to be Celebrini and Demidov right now. And then Yzerman in that 3 range, probably. Yzerman was second overall pick. He also fell? Did he really? Has Cole Yzerman fallen off recently? I'm looking right now. Yeah, right now he's projected to go 5th to the Ottawa Senators, which would oddly make a lot of sense. Oh, Anton Silyev. That's the first defenseman that's supposed to come up this year. I was never high on Shane Wright. Really sporty. Were you really? Because you can only score? Oof. Question. Let's say we trade Allen. And then... Oh, fuck. Question. Let's say we trade Allen and then one of our goalies get hurt. What happens next? Let's just say Montembeault gets hurt. Let's just say Primo becomes a starter and then you probably call up maybe Jakub Dobesh. Depends on how many games you'd want to give him. I could honestly see Kazimir Kaskasuo being signed to an NHL deal just to be able to come up and play a couple games. I mean, I know he's doing great with Laval Rocket, but I mean, here's the thing, Rich. We're not supposed to be good anyways. So what's the point of even worrying about, oh, well, what if one of our goalies gets hurt? We need to be good. No, Allen's fucking ass anyways. Even if he were the starter, say Montembeault gets hurt, he's not going to help us at all. So it's better to just deal him off, get a 5th round pick, and then boom. Yes, sporty. Exactly. The draft starts at 2 this year. And not 2 p.m. EST. The draft starts at the 2nd pick. Absolutely. It could be Yzerman. It could be Demidov. It could be Anton Silyev. We have no clue right now who's going number 2. It might, as we get closer to the draft, it might be, okay, well, it's clear this guy's probably going to go, or, okay, this team, if they win, probably is going to go in this direction. It's probably going to get closer, unfortunately. The closer we get to the draft, it's probably going to be more known of, hey, boom. Maybe this guy will go, but yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised to see some upsets starting at 2, and I think it'd be fucking awesome. I think it'd be awesome if someone like Berkeley Catton went at 2, because then that throws the entire draft off. Everybody's mock drafts are going to be fucking out the window at number 2, and I love that. Harry, I feel Allen won't be in big demand at the deadline. Well, Bruce, even if there's just a little bit of demand, I don't think that's an issue. I think that if you can deal Allen off for a 4th, if you're lucky, get a 3rd maybe, just because some team might be, end up being, desperate enough they want a goalie and they go for Allen, they end up overpaying a little bit. I think it'd be great. I think if a team were to go after Allen, I'd love that, and I think the sooner we get rid of him, the better. He should have been off this team like 3 months ago, though. Let's be honest. Z was my favorite D-man, or Levshinov. I'll be honest, Salty, I have no clue who either of those guys are. I've not been following the defensemen in this draft class whatsoever because I don't think the Canadiens are drafting a D-man. The only reason I know Aaron Kiviharju is because I do like him still, despite not having watched him much. And I probably should have figured the reason I wasn't seeing many highlights of him this year was because he was hurt. I probably should have figured that. But I think I still like him, and because he was the consensus number 1 a couple years back. We should have traded guys like Nelson Palmieri, Pellick, build around Barzal, Beauvillier, and Dobson. Too bad Lou's retarded. You know what, Sons? Yeah, fair. That's completely fair, my guy. Voice crack was wild? Yes, it was, Sons. Matt Rupp cooking. Dude, Matt Ruppy fucking sucks. Sons, yes, indeed. Apparently, bro doesn't have anything other than scoring. Fajr, who are we talking about, my guy? Who are we talking about? Harry, I'm getting unhappy with Marty. You shouldn't be, Bruce. We do not have talent, my guy. We have literally a top line. We have 3 good defensemen and a starting goalie, and his name is Sam Montembeault, and that's it. Having a top line, one line, having a decent defense, and a starting goalie will not get you far in the NHL right now. Yes, we have guys like Joshua Waugh who are in the lineup. We have a guy like Joshua Waugh, Jesse Ullinen, who are supposed to be, they're good. Waugh is probably just getting ice time right now just to be able to build up his experience. He's not expected to go out and be a 40, 50 point scorer right now, over the course of the full year, if he were to play from start to the end, probably maybe 20 points, 15, 20 points around there. So yeah, no, I definitely think that given the talent that Marty has had to deal with, especially with guys like Doc being out for the whole year, Newhook being out for 3-4 months, Harvey Pinard basically being out for the remainder of the year, it feels like at this point, losing certain guys for parts of the season. I think he's done well enough, and I mean, the fact that we keep losing, I think is more so in the fact that a lot of the veterans haven't been showing up. Gallagher has been invisible for the most part this year. Mike Matheson has been, Josh Anderson has been very invisible. Yoel Armia has unfortunately gone a little bit cold. And Tanner Pearson, he had a hot start to the season, then he got hurt, and unfortunately just kind of derailed from there. But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if a team pulls a Nemec and takes Silyev based on need at 2. That wouldn't surprise me either, Sporty, honestly. That really wouldn't. I'm more hyped for the 2025 draft. Why is that salty? Well, what the fuck was I saying? Given nobody expecting Nemec and Carlson to go at 2, it's a total crapshoot. Yes, it is, Sporty, really. Like, you could, honestly, that's the only reason I would say, oh, well, some people saying Berkeley Cotton could go at 2. I mean, probably not, but I mean, fuck. Anybody who's projected in that top 10 could go number 2, it feels like at that point, except for Celebrini, because he's probably going at number 3, let's be honest. But, no, but for real, though, it really is going to be a total crapshoot, and I think it's going to be really funny to see how me and Luca, if we end up doing it again this year, how the mock draft goes, because I think it'll be really funny. The draft's at 2 Australian time. You know, I'd be fine getting up at 1 a.m., Sons, because I'm already up at 1 a.m. anyway, so if it actually did start that time, I'd be fine with that. Zeev Buliev on Denver. He went Dicko mode on the World Juniors. Did he actually? I'm gonna look up this dude. Yev Belly. Apparently, never mind. I can't fucking search his name up. So, Yev Buliem or Bulem. I'm gonna say Bulem because that's. Oh, apparently I've clicked on his name before. Oh, I think Faggio mentioned him once before. It's like who has the best name in the upcoming draft or something like that. But yeah, no, this guy, he's got pretty good stats, especially in the NCHC. Pretty solid stats overall. I think he'll be pretty solid. All right, where am I? Artem Levshinov is a massive no-no of mine. I don't see him working well at all in the NHL, especially Buffalo. Oh, Sporty, so you're the same way how I was on Alexis Lafreniere. Harry, do you feel Marty's doing a good job? Yes, absolutely, Bruce. I think he's developing some of the young players really well. Like Sun said, we're in a rebuild. Marty's doing a job to develop the youngins. I think that with guys like Caulfield coming into his own, Slafkovsky developing into a legitimate top-line forward already, Suzuki's two-way game developing into already an apparent Selke candidate. I think that's very telling of how good of a job Coach Marty is doing. You know, he might not be getting the most out of guys like Josh Anderson, Brendan Gallagher, which sucks, but he's not there to help those guys get into their prime. He's here to help the current guys that are young, you know, even guys like Gooley and Jackeye and Struble. He's helping these guys a lot. Barron and Harris, I think, were being helped out a lot by Coach Marty. Despite Barron's defensive efforts, his offense was definitely being improved because of Coach Marty. We have Beck, Mazar, Tuck, Kirby, and Kapanen. Okay, Rich? Okay, and? Have you not noticed the other guys that we have? Like, let me look up both Cap Friendly and Montreal Canadiens draft history. Now, Rich, you say, oh, we have Beck, Mazar, Tuck, Kidney, and Kapanen. So now, if we were to bring this up again, which I think this is, fuck it, I'll just use this because we're not using this for anything anytime soon. All right. Andy, you know what, for a while, just fuck off. Everybody knows you fucking suck dick, and you're never going to be another NHLer when you're out in 3 years. I'm going to use this as the Canadiens' lines. So we know that in its prime, Caulfield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky. And now you can switch Slav and Caulfield, either wing, blah, 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 blah. That's how I'm going to have them, because that's how they are right now. On the second line, I'll admit, there's a bit of a hole. Actually, no, that's the wrong hole. Assuming you do want to use Newhook and Doc on the wings, even though I'm pretty sure that it has been said we do want to use Doc as the second line center, that leaves a hole at right wing, which I think is fine. Then right now, for example, I think you could go Waugh and then probably a Philip Mezar with a Sean Farrell on your third line. Actually, I should do it like this. So you're gonna have a Florian Xhekaj coming in with, say, an Owen Beck, and then you've got, who else is there? You can have Harvey Pinard, but I think he's primary left wing center. I'm actually gonna look on the roster right now, see if there's anybody that you could have that I'm forgetting about potentially. Yes, a Newhook, Slav, Waugh you have there. And we're not gonna get into the defense because we know the Canadiens have the best blue line depth for the future in the NHL. But yeah, I think that with some of the guys they have, I honestly think that you could end up using a guy that a lot of people have said could be a third line guy. I think you use Emil Heineman. I think the only thing that you really need at this point would be that second line winger, which I think is completely fine. Because even then, if you draft a center, for example, if you go with here's the thing: if you draft Demidov, boom, there's your future second line right winger. If you go with, say, I'm trying to think of one of the centers. Say you go with the fucking, who was the dude that Salty was talking about like 10 minutes ago? Not Caden Lindstrom. Give me a mock draft. Who was that dude? It was not Yzerman. It was not Berkeley Catton. Who the fuck was he talking about? It wasn't Demidov. Was it Kalen Lindstrom? It might have been. Yeah, I think it might have been. But say you get Lindstrom. Then you go, oh, boom, Lindstrom and Doc. So you get those guys. If you get a Ginla, that would be weird because you probably still could go with Newhook, then a Ginla and Doc. Dude, that is making me hard, dude, seeing that. Newhook, a Ginla, and Doc. Because I believe a Ginla is a centerman as well. I think he's a center left wing. So you could go with that. No matter who you draft this year. Again, Doc, if you get Demidov, whichever center you get, they end up being that second line center. Joe Aginla. Who's Joe Aginla? Salty, I wonder who Joe Aginla is. But yeah, I think no matter who you draft this year, whether it's a hole at center technically or a hole at right wing, I think you can absolutely fill that up easily with whoever you pick this year. And then yeah, I think again that top line is going to be a deadly top line in the upcoming years. I think the second line becomes pretty solid. I think you've got a really damn good third line, and I think the fourth line even is really solid. You've got Beck, who's a solid two-way guy, Heineman, who can score, and Florian Xhekaj, who ends up becoming a guy you can play with his brother. So do you think Doc or Riley Kidney will pan out? Riley Kidney, if he does, it's a fourth-line center, but he is, I think, worse than Owen Beck, which is not to insult Riley Kidney. I think if he does pan out, it's as a result of a trade by the Canadiens to let him get playing time elsewhere in the NHL. Luke Tuck, it's tough to say. I like his brother Alex. I think he's playing very well in Buffalo. He's playing the best hockey of his career easily. At least last year he was. Luke Tuck, it's tough to say if he does pan out. If he does, I could see him overtaking Heineman or maybe Farrell for the third, fourth line role. Yes, there is Mishak Rich J as well, but I believe he's a left winger, and I think the Canadiens do want to have Florian end up being that fourth line right winger, left winger. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna do it like this. I'm just gonna lower that a little bit. So future lines, this is what they'll probably end up looking like. Let's be honest. And yeah, I could definitely see that. All right, I got a lot of questions to get, or comments I'm going to get to. I'll read these real quick. The question on Marty down the road is if he's the guy for a playoff push, not a developmental coach like Donnie Granado. Love Donnie Granado, but it's clear he isn't a proper fit for a playoff push. Sporty, I think that's not even going to be a question with Marty. I think he's absolutely going to be a very solid playoff push. I think he's going to be a very solid playoff pushing coach. I think he's going to be really solid. I'd be extremely happy with Marty and the way he's developed the players so far. I think it's a valid question. I don't think it's one that you really needs to be asked. But I definitely think that Coach Marty is going to show himself to be a really solid playoff coach. And yeah, I think that even though Don Granado, like you said, is a really good developmental coach, but not a playoff coach, I'd be happy. I'd be very happy to see Coach Marty get into the playoffs, and I think that he'll be able to show himself that he is a legitimate head coach and not just developmental. Like you said, Sporty, he could be in the same boat, might not be, but we don't know yet, and we won't find out probably for another year or two at least. 2025 is stacked with Swedes and other countries. There's a dude named Jakob Jakob Wozniak. Is he related to Scott, who's Swedish and Australian? Anton Frundell, Philip Elkberg, Adam Benek, who's the next greatest Czech player. Damn, 2025 is looking like it's going to be a bust of a draft, damn. Sam Dickinson looks pretty good, yes. Since he's on London, I could very much ask Luca. I absolutely could, man. Haggins, Helsner, Greva Twins, Ryafkim, who's going ham in the WHL, and I think another German, and then Rich J. Ginla, Zeev, that's where you're talking about him. Oh, fuck, 2025? Hopefully it'll be fun. Hopefully it's going to be a good draft. Oh, Joe Ginla is actually real. I thought that was a typo. He's 15 years old. He's on the Oil Kings. Let me look him up. Joe, if I could open a new tab, that'd be appreciated. Joe Ginla. Joe Ginla. How are you doing? Is he? I'm assuming he's a son. Oh yeah, looking at a picture, he's a. This is the fucking son of Jerome again. Like you can tell, this kid is another son of him. Yeah, fuck, dude's got 5 points in 5 games. He's got 44 points in 25 games in Canola in the U18. Like, dude's on pace for pretty good numbers in the WHL. Fuck, good to see. Yeah, he's like 15 years old. I just read that one. He's near point per game, too. Yeah, I did see that, Salty Wings. He is point per game, actually. Howdy, chat. Hey, Raymond, how's it going, my good sir? Habs 5-game losing streak now, sad to say, but yeah, the playoff push won't happen, unfortunately. If we did want to win, we probably needed to win the last 2 of 3 at least, but, yeah, you had to know. The playoff push probably wasn't going to come. We can be hoping for it, but it probably wasn't going to come. You know, I'm always going to root for the Canadiens to win every single game, even if it's literally impossible. No team will ever go 82-0. But yeah, I definitely think the playoff push, unfortunately, is over. You know what? I'll admit, you know, pushing and being competitive lasted a lot longer than I think a lot of people thought. I think a lot of people thought by November, maybe early December, we were going to be completely out of it, but it only kind of took until January, early February, I would say. Like, right after the All-Star break, we had a couple really solid games, and it kind of fell out from underneath us. But yeah, I'd consider that. I'd honestly say that's pretty solid. Even if we end up with a fairly worse, somewhat worse record than I thought. I thought we were actually going to be near 500. I'll take whatever we end up going with because I know that it's going to lead to greatness in the next couple seasons. L Habs, Hugh, it's not like the Penguins are much better, my guy. Yeah, Rich, those lines are probably 3 to 4 years more than likely. Yeah, I mean, Newhook and Doc probably staying on that second line, like I said. Yeah, Watt, Misak, Farrell. I think Misak could potentially end up coming over next year. I think that there is a possibility that he gets that fourth line center spot. I think it depends on what we do with Dvorak in the offseason. If we move him at the draft, if we end up moving him day one free agency, I think it depends on what we end up doing there. And yeah. Bruh, Pens now Devils, Habs have a squad. No, we don't, Hugh. What the fuck are you on about? Habs need a new system or coach? Dude, the fuck are you saying, my guy? Come on. Michael Brandsek Nygaard is the next best Zuccarello Aston. Yes, sir, Faggio. Zuccarello Aston. 1,000%, man. Elkberg, W name. Oh, it's Ekberg. Oh, well, I mean, that's still pretty solid. So the second line left wing is between Joshua and Alex Newhook. Gislain, I think there will be some competition there. I think that with Coach Marty, once we start getting a lot of the younger guys in there. And by the way, who's to say these lines are even complete? We might end up getting a young... we might end up getting a veteran to be the third, fourth line center. Maybe Tuck, Heineman, Mishak. Maybe it ends up being a veteran that we end up signing just to be there. Someone like, not exactly, but a Corey Perry type guy who ends up there just to, you know, be, again, a veteran. Sorry, guys, I got to reply to someone on Discord really quickly. All right, looking on Discord because Sons wants me to look on Discord. Yeah, probably a pretty good chance, I would say. Suns, I would say it's a pretty good chance that I don't know why you had to type that in my DMs, but yeah, no, I think that the Islanders have a pretty decent chance of selling at this year's deadline. I mean, I'd be happy if they were to, but I'm not happy, but I know you'd be happy if they were to. I think it's the same type of deal as Fight Night Round 2 with Brendan Gallagher and the Canadiens. I think if they're in it, they're probably gonna minorly sell, or with Fight Night's case, they'll probably get into. If they're in the playoffs, then they'll probably call up the Enforcers. But if they are near it, or if they're safely in it or out of it, then I think that's what it depends on. I was trying to relate it back to Fight Night, but You get what I mean? But yeah. There's no fucking way the Flyers just let Matt Reppy score. I don't fucking believe you, Sporty. I refuse to believe that Matt Reppy just scored a fucking goal in the National Hockey League. The stream that I was... the fully legal stream that I was trying to watch was removed. There's a 0% chance. I don't believe you, Sporty, that Matt Reppy scored. Oh my god, Matt Reppy just fucking scored. No way. Horvat for Cole, he's agreeing to that deal? Yes, sir, yes, he is. Habs claiming Colin White. Oh, sorry. What about the Habs signing Gensel to play with Doc? Apparently there were minor rumors that Gensel was being traded to the Canadiens, or that the Canadiens were discussing a trade for Gensel. I can't see it, honestly, Rich J. I think that we'd be much more interested in probably a Zegras, a Kakko, one of those types of guys. Casey Middlestad, I know, doesn't want to re-sign in Buffalo. But Gensel, I mean, I would like Gensel. I think it depends. If it's an 8-year deal, signing him till he's 38, I think that's very iffy. I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, he is a goal scorer. I will say that. He is a guy who could definitely power a first line, and him being stuck on the second line could potentially be what makes him not want to be in Montreal. But again, I think if you can go for a Zegras or a Kakko, something like that, I think that'd be a much better deal long-term for the Canadiens, at least in my opinion, I think. Oh, Ekberg. Could have been the Elkman? Oh, he could have been, yes. Just like Heineman or Florian Jacki for what he does. For what he brings, I would go with I would go with Florian Jacki just because Emil Heineman, he is a good player, or he will be a good player. I should say. He's not a good NHLer right now because he hasn't even played in the NHL. I think he's gotten like 3-4 games with us. I think he will be good, but for what he provides, I'd rather have Florian Jacki for a fourth line role. I'd rather have Florian Jacki being able to put up some offense, but also be really solid defensively, and also with and also be able to get physical. And along with him and his brother, and probably Jaden Struble, and having guys like that, I think that provides a lot more to the lineup than a guy like Emil Heineman can on a fourth line, which is why I actually could see him maybe even being traded, because he could be a third line guy. I think so. We'll see though. Flyers missed, and Rangers almost sent it down for an icing almost. Reppy scored. Yes, thank you, Sporty. Did he score the game-winning goal? Is it right now the game-winning goal? Habs claimed Colin White off waivers from the Pens. Did Gignac get claimed? Raymond, no, he did not. I checked yesterday. Actually, we did a podcast with Rick yesterday, and I looked, and no, he did not get claimed. Brendan Gignac. Like Gisline said, he is back in Laval. He is going to be helping them with their playoff push. So that is one very, very good thing about that's one very good thing about the Flyers. Grab the puck on an icing, and damn, Rangers barely missed the empty net. But yeah, no, Gignac's back in Laval to help them, like I said, with their playoff push. Where the fuck did you hear that Mitz wants to come back? Oh, where the fuck did you hear that? Mitz wants to come back. It's rather we want to pay him. Oh, okay, that's what it was, Sporty. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. It was whether you want to pay him or not. Yeah, okay, sorry. That was what I heard. It was not that he doesn't want to come back. It was that the Sabres don't know if they want to pay him, and that's why they've considered it. Yes, Fazio, yes, 3 games, 22 penalty minute, Matt Ruppy. Exactly. Is it Matt Rupp or Matt Ruppy? I'm assuming it's Matt Ruppy, but I don't know. Yeah, he's 2 years left under RFA. Exactly, Sporty. So there's really not much pressure to actually... Oh! Shesterkin getting into it with Garnet Hathaway. Holy shit. And look at the Flyers. None of them coming in to defend Garnet Hathaway. The toughest team in the NHL, my fucking ass. Holy shit, that's funny. But yes, he's 2 years left under RFA, Sporty, yeah. Oh, he also with the Decord thing harkens back to the 2022 draft. Does it, Sons? Oh my god, yes it does. Dude, it does, yes. Oh fuck, I forgot. Yeah, it does. Rich J, I am 21, turning 22 in July, my good sir. Yes, Raymond, yes, the trade deadline is just under 2 weeks away, which actually reminds me, after this stream, I will set up I will actually set up the trade deadline stream. I don't remember exactly what time I went live last year. If someone could remind me, because I don't think I went live at like 7 in the morning. I think it was like 8, maybe 9 o'clock. but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere like still fairly early. But if someone could remind me of, if anyone even remembers like how long, ooh, good clear by Trouba, good clear. And into the empty, no, not quite into the empty net, but not an icing either. I mean, yeah, Fangio, 20, Madden 24 Sim League. Sons, yeah, when I turn it, I will literally be wearing my age. When I turn 22, I will literally, if someone asks, I'll be like, look at the jersey. I can literally just do that. That's going to be some swag shit right there, homie. But yeah, no, I do have to set up the trade deadline stream. I might go live around 8:30. I mean, I woke up at like 9:30 today. Oh, Flyers just flat out missed. Rangers just won. Matt Ruppy with the fucking game-winning goal. Flyers are fucking garbage. Holy shit, that's really funny. But yeah, I woke up at like 9 this morning. I felt good. Honestly, if I keep this up, waking up at like 9, 10 a.m., I could probably wake up at 7 on trade deadline day and come up live and be able to talk and shit. Maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere probably around there, actually. But, like, still, I absolutely could, man. I absolutely could. And, yeah, I will be streaming for the deadline, though, in case anyone's wondering. Wow, Couturier hits the post. That's embarrassing. I love to see it. Broad Street bitches, yes indeed, Sporty. Yeah, all they do is shit the Broad Street britches. Sporty, get out. Garnet Hathaway's a bitch. Yes, indeed, he is. Oh, and apparently the Rangers have tied their longest ever win streak with 10. They tied 1972-73 and 1940. All right. Would y'all be interested in Madden 24? I'm not much into football, Fangio, but yeah, I'd probably join a Madden 24 Sim League. I remember the Flyers fan made a shirt with the Habs logo instead of the H. It said 911 or 911. I hope you meant 911 and not 911. Holy shit! But hey, that's kind of funny actually. I kind of like that. How'd it go with the Habs today, Yoshi Bros? I mean we lost, but despite that, it was not necessarily a bad game. It was boring. I will say that. That's the extent of how bad it was. Was that it was just boring. But, you know, I think the Habs, they held their own in it. I think that there was just a couple unfortunate lapses. It was overall a fairly well-played game for the Canadiens, but a boring one for the fans, I should say. 10-game winning stream, unfortunately. Oof, sons. We're going for the 7-game win streak tonight against the Avs, but I'm not going to jinx it. You know what, Yoshi Bros? Morgan Riley's back, so... And you're playing Jonathan Drouin, you're probably fucked, let's be honest. There's like 8 former Habs on the Avalanche, it feels like, so... Yeah. LA Knight, yeah. All right. Shout out to anyone who stayed up till 5 a.m. this morning to watch the fucking Elimination Chamber, by the way. 911 because Habs fans called the police on Char when he slammed Pacioretty. When he tried to murder Pacioretty, I think is what you mean to say, Rich J. When he grabbed Pacioretty and threw him into the fucking into the stanchion. And yeah, don't be saying we're screwed. We're on a red hot streak. Well, Yoshi Bros, you know what they say about teams that get hot in February? They're fucking ice cold by the playoffs usually. So. Oof. Devils end up going to the power play. Matheson's called for interference on Eric Howla. Habs do manage to clear on the penalty kill. Devils press with the second unit. Not many chances. Habs are 1-for-1 on the penalty kill. Canadiens then look to press off the rush. Habs were somewhat speedy. Knight got bitched, unfortunately. Yeah, I saw he lost the chamber. I did see that, unfortunately. But, you know, I mean, hey. What are you going to do? You're LA Knight. You're probably wrestling at Mania anyways. Yeah. I do think Habs lost the trade on that previous one. At least I get a better win back on the Yoshi Bros. Which trade? By a motherfucker who wasn't... Sons, who did you get eliminated by? I'm sorry, boys. That was weird. Who the fuck did you get eliminated? Did you even watch the chamber, by the way, Sons? Did you actually watch the chamber? I'd be very surprised. Yeah, what happened there? Actually, I can look it up. I'm trying to look for LA Knight. Oh, AJ Styles. Oh, okay. Fucking AJ Styles, motherfucker. Goddamn. Fuck AJ Styles. I love that Rich J knew what happened there. Was he the first one out? Okay, no. Good. He was the second one out. Fuck Bobby Lashley. Was he out in like a minute? The Monahan trade? Duh. Oh, Yoshi, bro. No, there's been like fucking 8 trades in the last year. No. I think that the Canadiens won that. I think both teams win that deal. Yoshi Bros. I think Monahan, especially going to the Winnipeg Jets. I mean, look at it. I mean, yeah, you're relevant AJ Styles. Good athlete, though, Rich J. Definitely a good athlete. I mean, Yoshi, you think about it like this. We got a first-round pick to take on Sean Monahan. We didn't give up assets for Monahan. We got a first-round pick. Now, whether it's 24, 25, 26, we don't know, but it is a first-round pick. And then we get a first-round pick to trade out Sean Monahan. We literally got fucking 2 firsts for Sean Monahan, basically. And, like, so far, he's got 5 goals in 8 games with the Flames. They were all in for, like, 20 minutes for the first eliminations. Oh, goddamn, Suns. Oh, fuck. You know what? Hey, that's fucking... You know what? I'm glad that they've made that a part of the chamber now, is that basically everybody will get a chance to interact with each other before the eliminations. I like that. But, like, again, Sean Monahan, like, he's got 5 goals in 8 games. The Jets are not winning the Stanley Cup this year. I hate to say it. They should not have spent all of their potential trading assets, basically, on Sean Monahan. They needed a defenseman, at least a defenseman. They needed 1 or 2 more good defensemen to be able to back up fucking Connor Hellebuck in net. And Connor Hellebuck, obviously, there's going to be some fuckers trying to correct me. Connor Hellebuck. It's Connor Hellebuck. Yeah, I think that there's going to be some guys trying to... I think that there should be absolutely the Jets going after some defensemen. Absolutely. But yeah. Bruh, Harry, why do we face... After the trade deadline, like 1 game for the freaking Bruins. Well, Yoshi Bros, it's because the NHL schedule makers want the Canadiens to suffer as much as they can right now. So right after we end up selling some pieces, well, now you got to face your biggest rivals. So yeah, yeah. But I really want the Habs to sign back Monahan. Rich J, me too. Like if he's a free agent this year. Or next year, I should say, technically. I really want Monahan back as a Canadian. I thought that he was really solid as a Hab. I loved his work ethic. He seemed great with the boys. Yeah, I think that Sean Monahan was really, really well. Was really solid as a Canadian. And again, I think if we can get him back, it'd be nothing but wins for the Canadians. Islanders window's closing. Yeah, like Sunset, it's fucking shut. It's been shut. Isles need to make a cup soon. It's not happening, Hugh. Just like, oof, fucking Marlies are up on the Rocket 5-1. Well, goddamn, Casimir Kaskasua's probably not in net. Oof. Well, he's probably in net now, but he's probably wasn't in net to start the game, I should say. Crazy because in 2019 they were so good. Yes, Hugh, they were, dude. Like 2020 to 2021, they were solid. Yeah, 4 years, $5 million, Rich Day. I'd go for that. I mean, you need any bit that you can to get to at least the cap minimum. And yeah, I think that if Monahan were to take $5 million, give him 4 years, I'd love that, honestly. I think that's a great deal for Sean Monahan. He can come in, be a third-line center, maybe a second-line winger with Doc and Newhook if they do want to play Newhook as a second-line center for a while. I think that'd be completely understandable, and I think it would be a really good deal for both teams. I did not see the Flyers finally scoring a 2-0 Suns. What the fuck happened there? I think as long as they have Sorokin... No, Hugh, it's not possible. Sorokin has been decent. He's been alright in some games. They can't keep blowing leads, though. And Adam Pelech cannot keep costing his team constantly every single night. So, you could say as long as they have Sorokin, it's possible. But that's like saying, oh, well, as long as the Lightning have Vasilevsky, it's possible. No. Like, just no. They're not winning the Cup this year. Neither the Lightning or the Islanders, but the Islanders, right now it's a question of will they make the goddamn playoffs, which no, obviously not. Why would they? PWHL Ottawa 3, Montreal 6, let's go. I've checked standings, haven't been following it all. Hey, you know, that's fair, that's understandable. But yeah, Devils pressed with their second unit, not many chances. Wait, I read that already. Like I said earlier, should have sold the deadline last year, motherfuckers. Motherfuckers wanted Scott Mayfield, now it's too late. Did they actually, Suns? I love that at the deadline, instead of trading Scott Mayfield, Lou Lamoriello gave him an 8-year extension. I genuinely love that. It's not Pelech, it's Mayfield. Was Pelech not the dude who cost you the game against the Rangers when you choked a 5-3 lead or whatever it was, 5-2 or whatever? Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. Also, shout out the Rangers 5-0 blown lead to the Canadiens is probably still the biggest embarrassment to a New York franchise in the NHL. So yeah, shout out. Where am I? Sorry. Canadians looked to press off rush. They were pretty speedy. They were good at causing turnovers at this point. Apparently Scott Mayfield was wanted by Leafs fans. That's really funny. Was that actually Mayfield's sons? In overtime, 10 seconds in? There's no way that was Scott Mayfield. That had to be Ryan Pulock or Adam Pelech. Shout out Adam Pelech, by the way, the biggest diver, not named Tim Stutz. No, for real, though. Fuck Brendan Gallagher. I think Brendan Gallagher's a fucking piece of shit. Fuck Brendan Gallagher. Get off my fucking team, Brendan Gallagher. For real. Fucking get drunk and have a hangover tomorrow, and you can't make it to practice. And Coach Marty says, Gally, you didn't make the practice. Oh, sorry, Coach, I'm hungover. Well, too bad, you're getting scratched tomorrow. What do you think I was going to say? He gets fucking drunk and fucking... What the fuck do you think I was going to say? He gets drunk and has a hangover. Fucking, come on. that was Dobson. Oh, Dobson's sons. Well, you know, hey, Dobson... People wonder why he didn't make the All-Star game. That's probably why. The Habs top six looks pretty alright. The second line, actually, Gally and Andy with a pretty surprisingly decent shift. Brendan Gallagher has CTE. Oh, 100% he does, sons, dude. Brendan Gallagher absolutely has CTE, dude. Dude probably woke up from his first game being first game being suspended, got to the arena, and was told, "What the fuck are you doing here? You're suspended, and you don't remember." Whew. Pearson off rush chance gets 2 solid stops, but Dawes ends up holding the second one. That causes a break. Habs look depressed. There's a couple chances, but the Devils get good D on the puck. Habs back the other way, not letting the Devils get any chances. Good stick checking there. Did you know the first New York is no longer in the NHL? No, they're not. The New York Americans are no longer in the National Hockey League. Gislain. That is very true. I bet Habs acquire Podkolzin instead of Zegras and Cole. Why? And Zegras and Co. Why Rich J? Literally why? Oh yeah, the Brooklyn Americans, not the New York Americans. The Brooklyn Americans. Are you saying Vasily Podkolzin, Rich J, just because he was in the 2019 draft class? Because, I mean, I don't know. He's having a good year in Abbotsford. He's 22. He is signed for another... Or actually, he's an RFA after this year. I mean, maybe, but like for a first-round pick, I can't see it. I can't see him being traded for a first-round pick. I mean, as a 20-year-old, he had... 2 years ago, he did have 14 goals, 26 points in 79 games, and... I mean, I think while there isn't as much risk with some other guys, I don't think it's going to be a first-round pick for Vasily Podkolzin. And even then, it's not like immediately saying, oh, well, the Habs are going to acquire Vasily Podkolzin, because the Vancouver Canucks also need to be able to... The Vancouver Canucks also need to say yes to the deal. It's not like you just offer, oh, we'll give you a first-round pick and immediately they say yes, or we'll give you a third-round pick and immediately they say no. You know? Like, I think Vasily Podkolzin... I do think Podkolzin would be a nice fit. I think he'd be a good third-line option. I would be iffy because he hasn't been in the NHL this year. He is doing good in the AHL. And like I said, the 14 goals in his rookie year, 26 points, probably playing a third, fourth-line role. I think it is just a matter of, well, how good can he be in the NHL? Can he handle the pressure of Montreal? I mean, I'd be interested in him. I mean, the dude's 6'1", 190 pounds, so he's not massive, but he is still fairly all right. I would be fine. Suns, yes. Suns, yes. Yes, indeed, dude. That kind of is the reason for his CTE for sure, man. Definitely, dude. It absolutely is. Also, Suns, yes. What you put in my DMs, yes, definitely. It reminds me of that a lot as well, dude. Reminds me of that for sure. But like I said, the Canadiens end up scoring off of a turnover. It's a rush chance. And Nick Suzuki, with a really solid chance, really solid goal, I should say, makes it a 2-1 Canadiens lead. Nice shot coming down the right side, just goes top shelf with the wrister. Caulfield and Kovacevic with the assists on that one for the 2-1 Canadiens lead. Allen has a nice poke check on Hurdle off a face-off one. Then the Devils tie the game. Sorry. Devils tie the game with 2:10 left in the second period. Andre Palat buries a rebounded shot from Nemec, as Gallagher had zero clue how to back check. Fuck, how are we going to distract Harry this evening, Odelski? We're not, my guy. Not one goddamn bit. Also, actually, while we are here, I am going to send something out in my Discord. Because, yeah. Alright, there we go. Send that out. And boom! That was fucking weird. But yeah, so the Devils tie the game up on Brendan Gallagher not knowing how to back check, because why should he? Devils end up looking for some more turnovers. That nearly leads to some Devils pressure, but there's some good awareness that leads to the Suzuki line nearly having a chance the other way. Discord, yeah. Oh, yes, indeed. Let's go, baby. Hell yeah. Alright, where am I? Sorry. That is Streamlabs. I should probably open that up. There we go. Sorry. We could Odell. Yeah. Let's go, sir. Alright. Yeah, Slafkovsky ends up trying a shot between the legs. Love to see that he has the guts to try and attempt that. Shots, though, are 20-14 for the Canadiens, and is a 2-2 tie game after the second period. Yes, indeed, the NZA when the. Matheson ends up flattening Toffoli against the boards. Both teams end up starting out slow for the third. Mercer on a breakaway. It's a 2-on-1. Just hits the post. Can we do a stream called The Roast of Brendan Gallagher? Rich J, low-key. I'd consider it. Honestly, I genuinely would consider it. As long as there's no fucking Patrick Laine Remington retirement jokes, I'd be completely fine with that. And yeah. But yeah, Mercer just hits the post. It nearly was able to break it in past the net. Suzuki then back the other way gets on a break, but the puck just rolls off his stick as he went for the shot. Canadians look to press. Armia ends up getting pushed into Nico Dawes. Thankfully, the Devils didn't come in and start fucking punching at him. Just Armia gets pushed in. They're like, oh shit, come on, Armia. All right, come on, get out of there, man. I'm sorry for that, or whatever. So, yeah. Devils end up working over the Canadians, looking for some chances. Kovacevic, after a shot gets blocked, he ends up with a clear icing, not even trying to hit a Canadian with the puck. Devils then go to the power play. Suzuki gets called for a hook. I didn't see the replay. I didn't see if it actually was a hook or not. There's 3 straight face-off wins for the Devils, and they score. There's a failed clearing attempt that ends up leading to a Nico Hischier goal. Allen has no clue what to do on the 5-hole shot, decides not to cover it whatsoever. And the Devils end up leading the game 3-2. So the Habs are 1 for 2 on the penalty kill tonight. Habs end up trying to clear. And there's an icing that ends up being called. Anderson, though, clear break. And he hits the fucking crossbar. Yeah, so Josh Anderson, unfortunately, bro has been invisible the last 20-some-odd games. And, yeah. He hits the post. Could have tied the game up there, but he didn't. And the Devils end up scoring. Shortly after, there's a jack eye shot that gets blocked. Matheson decides not to play D against Jesper Bratt, who ends up scoring. Allen flops around as a result, trying to look for find where the shot's coming from, and he just isn't able to. Is that a fucking pretzel? How the fuck is there a pretzel on my floor? What the fuck? Why is Tuck in your future Habs lineups? Because Luke Tuck. Because I originally just put Heineman, and then Rich J, I think it was Rich J, reminded me of Tuck and Mishak, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, those guys could be in the lineup as well. So, yeah, technically I have them all there. We're not playing 5 guys on one line altogether, unfortunately, as funny as that would be. But yeah, so it's 4-2 Devils. It's weird. Allen, you can't blame him on the first 2 goals. Last 2 goals, you probably can. But yeah, it's 4-2. Habs get the empty net with 2 minutes left. And we score. The Canadians end up scoring. Anderson, dude's got size and speed. Exactly, Rich J. I mentioned this last stream, or last video might have been, but last game recap, I know. It's frustrating, because Andy has all the makings. He has all the makings of a 40-goal scorer. He's got great speed. When he wants to shoot, he's got a fucking great shot. He's got a really solid size. Like you said, he's like 6'4", 230, something like that. Like you said, he just can't put it all together. Even tonight, there was like 3 or 4 instances where he was getting shifted out there. And I would notice, he'd be against the boards with a guy, he'd come in, and instead of going for a nice hit, he would just kind of, just graze by the guy. Fucking use the body! Andy. Like, Andy is one of the few guys who is that fucking big on this team and can hit. He just doesn't. Genuinely. And it fucking confuses me. Because Jack-Eye will hit. Michael Pezzetta will hit. Fucking Cole Caulfield hits harder than Josh Anderson, it feels like. Genuinely. Like, it's so frustrating with Josh Anderson. Because he has all the makings to be a 40-goal scorer. But he fucking can't get everything together to be a fucking 40-goal scorer. You know? It sucks. But the Canadiens score with 2 minutes left. Nick Suzuki right on the doorstep off a turnover. Buries it. Just ends up barely squeaking by Nico Dawes. As the Devils went for the empty net, by the way, I should say, really solid poke check by Matheson. Armia sends it to Suzuki, and he ends up scoring. And it's 4-3 with 2 minutes left. Don't go anywhere. Habs got the empty net once again with about 1:30 left. Funny how guys who are twice as small as Anderson... funny when guys who are twice as small as Anderson... Exactly, Odell! Dude, fucking... Again, Michael Pezzetta will fucking hit whatever. Cole Caulfield! I've seen more hits from that motherfucker this year than Josh Anderson. I swear to God. Andy cannot be anywhere near top 5 on this team in fucking hits. Nowhere he cannot be anywhere near. Ryan Lomberg on the Panthers. Yes, that's a really good example, Odell. He does a fucking great job of hitting. Yeah, Ryan Lomberg's like, what, 5'9", 5'10"? Something like that? He just got fined for an elbow on Jakob Chychrun, fucking based. Let's go. If it wants to fucking load up Ryan Lomberg, yeah, motherfucker's 5'9", 184 pounds, and he's got 52 penalty minutes. He had 92 2 seasons ago. That's the fucking epitome of a grinder. That is what a fucking grinder is. Or not epitome. Fucking whatever the word is. Antithesis. No, epitome. Yeah, antithesis is the opposite, I think. Look at Josh Anderson. This dude, and I'm on NHL.com so I can see his total hits this year. Josh Anderson is 6'3", 224 fucking pounds. And he decides not to hit. Is it going to give me his hits this year? Are you really not... Wow, you're really not going to give me his hits whatsoever. Wow, that kind of sucks. ESPN, maybe you will. But Josh Anderson, looking at him, please give me, like, everything. Wow. Do hits not get tracked in the NHL? Oh, wait, ESPN stats overall. Maybe that'll help. Stats. Do hits not get tracked? Okay. No, not elite prospects. Okay. Give me Habs NHL.com stats. Maybe that'll help. Club stats. But Josh Anderson, if it'll give me them, which I'm very happy that it's not giving me the hits. NHL hit leaders 23-24. Let me go for here. Hit leaders. That's not the site I'm looking for. Shout out Michael Pezzetta, who's got 177 hits. Shout out. But yeah, I'm trying to find this dude. No, not fucking StatMuse. Fucking 2023. Yes, thank you. Defense stats, I guess. Anderson, Galley, Dvorak, and Armia gotta go. Rich J, what do you have against Armia, my guy? Dude's like been pretty alright this year. I think he's been okay. Yeah, let me look for... There's no way it's just the fucking hit leaders. NHL hits. Let me look up just NHL hits. Do NHL hits not fucking exist? Okay, hockey reference. You've got to have it, hockey reference. Hockey reference. Give me hits. I don't want hat tricks. Josh Anderson 117 according to Google, Yahoo Fantasy. Odelsky, firstly, thank you, my guy. Secondly, that's it. A dude who is 6'3", 228 pounds. 228 pounds. Why is there a deaths page? What the fuck? Skaters, miscellaneous. This is where it'll be, probably. God, I really hope not. No, I don't want fucking... No, okay. Stop. Thank you for giving me every single NHL player in the league. Give me stats advanced. Probably should have known that advanced stance would literally have been advanced stats. Are you gonna give me hits? Thank you! Holy shit. Alright, Josh Anderson. Nice. Is 69th in the league in hits. This dude is tied with Matthew Nyes for hits on this season. Exactly. Ryan Lomberg is a fourth liner, and he has, what is it, 138, I think? 138? 137. This dude is getting out hit. This dude is getting out hit by Sean Corrali. Luke Shen. This is a dude getting out hit by fucking Jack McBain. Alright? Dude. Martin Paw Pistol. Dude. You have almost... Matt fucking Philip Forsberg has almost as many hits. The fucking Christ. Like, let me look up Cole Caulfield. Cole Caulfield. This dude has 42. And his fucking hits have been more noticeable than Josh Anderson's. Dude, for like... You know, I'm going to look up for fun. Connor McDavid. It'd be appreciated if you gave me Connor McDavid. He has 83 somehow. Matt fucking Philip Forsberg. Yeah, because I noticed Matt Martin, who was like right under fucking Philip Forsberg, because they have the same amount of hits. Like, fuck. Like, Josh Anderson in 14 less games. Nikita Ohutyuk in the fucking San Jose Sharks has one less hit. This is a dude, 6'3", 230. Fucking hit. You fuck. Like, I don't want to shit on Josh Anderson. Fucking Jared Tenorti, Matt Martin have almost as many hits in 20 less games. I don't want to shit on fucking Josh Anderson. But it feels like sometimes I kind of have to. Fuck. Shout out, by the way, Johnny Gaudreau. He's played 56 games. He's got 2 hits. Shout out. Shout out Johnny Gaudreau refusing to play the physical game. Shout out Patrick Kane in 25 games. He's got 3 hits already. Fucking shout out him, man. No, I'm surprisingly, Rich J, Matt Martin does not have more points than Josh Anderson. Surprisingly. Matt Martin does not have more points. Search players with more points than Josh Anderson. Dude, I think it'd be easier to tell you the players who have less points than Josh Anderson. So let me go to the skater statistics. I will give you notable players who have less points if I can find the point totals. Can I actually sort by points? Yes, I can. Thank you. All right, so let me look up Joshy Anderson. So the players who notably have less points than Gaudreau for Gallagher, Rich J, I would do it easily. Salty, how's it going, man? Good, sir. You know what? Actually, no. Let's do this. Players with more points this season than Josh Anderson. Igor Zamula, Jordan Spence, Matt Roy, Jeff Petrie, Alec Martinez, Timothy Liljegren, Adam Larson, Dougie Hamilton, who played 20 games this year, Brendan Gallagher, Michael Eismont, Nick Dowd, Philip Zadina, Brendan Montour, Braden McNabb, Bobby McMahon, Jack McBain, Yevgeny Kuznetsov, Seth Jones, Eric Gustafson, Pierre Engvall, Cody Ceci, Ryan Paling, Dmitry Orlov, Tyler Johnson, Lars Eller, Will Cooley, Cole Smith, Nick Perbix, Kyle fucking Pozo, John Marino, Michael McLeod, Jordan Greenway, Justin Falk, Justin Danforth, who exactly, Rich J? Jake Wallman's actually fucking goated, but I mean, Jacob Trouba, Darren Radish, Drew O'Connor, Ryan McLeod, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, shout out, he hasn't scored in like 45 games, it feels like. Danton Heinen. Michael Carcone is actually a fucking legitimate underdog story. I love Michael Carcone. Blake Wheeler, Shea Theodore, who's played 22 games this year, Jordan Stahl, and everyone's favorite, of course, Michael Amadio. Jean-Gabriel Pageau, Tyler Myers, Kevin Hayes, Fabian Sutherland, Joe Valeno, and of course, everyone's favorite, Vladimir Nemestikov. All have more points than Josh fucking Anderson. And more hits than him too, probably. Fuck. Alright, let's finish this game up because we're right at the end. So, Devils press for the empty net, but the Habs with some good stick checking, keeping the puck in the zone. Matheson ends up fumbling a puck at the blue line. It comes out of the zone. Newhook ends up nearly burying one with just seconds left. And that's it. The Devils win 4-3 in regulation. Final shots in the game are 26-24 for the Canadiens. Let's get into the stats and end this stream. Nick Suzuki leads the Canadiens 22 goals, 33 assists, 55 points. Cole Caulfield, 19 goals, 27 assists, 46 points. Mike Matheson, 8 goals, 35 assists, 43 points. Sean Monahan, when he was with the Canadiens, 13 goals, 22 assists, 34 points. Juraj Slafkovsky, 12 goals, 18 assists, 30 points. Brendan Gallagher, 4 goals, 8 assists, 17 points. Jake Evans, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. Josh Anderson, 7 goals, 9 assists, 16 points. Alex Newhook, 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points. Caden Gooley, 4 goals, 10 assists, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points. Yoel Armia, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. Justin Barron, who's currently down in Laval, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. David Savard, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. Tanner Pearson, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. Michael Pizzata, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. Jonathan Kovacevic, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. Christian Dvorak, who's unfortunately out for the remainder of the year. And Jesse Ullinen each have 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Raphael Harvey-Pinard, who is currently out for basically the remainder of the year, with a goal, 6 assists for 7 points. Arbor Xhekaj has 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. Jaden Struble, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. Jordan Harris with a goal, 5 assists for 6 points. Gustav Lindstrom, who's, when he was with the Canadiens, had 3 goals and assists for 4 points. Joshua Waugh with a goal, 3 assists for 4 points. Mitchell Stevens, who is currently down back in Laval, 2 goals and assists for 3 points. Kirby Dock, who's unfortunately out for the remainder of the year. Keaton Primo and Sam Montembeault, each with 2 assists. Brendan Gignac, who's currently back down in Laval with a goal. And Jake Allen with an assist. Caden Primo with the Canadiens loan shutout this year with 1. In terms of fights, Michael Pizzata has 6 this year. Arbor Xhekaj has got 4. Josh Anderson has 3. Caden Gooley, Jonathan Kovacevic each have 2. Juraj Slafkovsky, Tanner Pearson, Jaden Struble, each with a singular fight this year. So yeah, that is going to do it for today's stream, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share, and which includes, but it's not limited to, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and anything else. My name is Juraj. Subscribe to join the Puff Club, the H Club, the Sub Hub, the V-Nation, if you are a member of the Mod Squad. Thank you for running comments and streams and our videos. It is much greatly appreciated. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Links in the description are the Amazon wishlist, the PO Box, PayPal, the Discord, Labbox, the Twitch, Streamlabs, and the Hab Normals podcast are all down there in the description as well. Yeah, thank you guys again so much for coming by. Please check out the Match of Each Cup video on the channel. And yeah. Also, again, Don't Book with Media, the Sin Bin. I was a guest on the most recent episode that was filmed and released today. So yeah, guys, again, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, out of Montreal, I always remember about how bad we were last year, how fairly solid we were for most of the year, but bad we are like this year. Go Habs, go, baby. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice, and I am out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Give you a little bit better snap to end the stream on. Hell yeah, boyos. Let's go.